Rizwan's heart raced as he tried to process the surreal situation unfolding around him. The city outside the bus window was a blur of shadowy shapes and flickering lights, but his focus was entirely on the reflection beside him. The woman's gaunt face, with its hollow eyes and eerie grin, seemed to mock him. How could she be there, yet not there? The driver's warning echoed in his mind, a chilling reminder of the danger he now faced. He turned back to the driver, desperate for reassurance, but the man remained focused on the road, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. The bus rumbled along, each bump and turn accentuating Rizwan's unease. He glanced sideways again, half expecting the reflection to vanish. But there she was, her grin widening as if she relished his fear. The air felt heavy, thick with an unspoken dread that enveloped him. "Why doesn't anyone else see her?" Rizwan whispered, his voice barely audible over the hum of the engine. He felt ridiculous for even voicing the question, yet the need for understanding clawed at him. The driver's silence was deafening, and Rizwan could sense the weight of the unspoken words pressing down on them both. "She's not meant to be seen," the driver finally replied, his voice low and steady. "People like her, they don't belong to this world anymore. They're trapped between here and whatever lies beyond." Rizwan's mind raced. Trapped? Between worlds? The thought was terrifying. He felt a cold sweat trickle down his back. "What happens to those who talk to her?" he asked, the words tumbling out before he could stop them. The driver's eyes flicked to the rearview mirror, and for a fleeting moment, Rizwan saw the fear flicker across the driver's face. "They don't come back," he said simply, and the weight of those words settled like a stone in Rizwan's stomach. The woman leaned closer, her breath cold against his skin, though he couldn't hear it. Her lips moved, forming words he couldn't decipher. Panic surged through him, and he squeezed his eyes shut, trying to block her out. He could feel her presence, a chill that seeped into his bones, and he fought the urge to scream. Time stretched, the bus rolling on through the night, the city slipping further away. Rizwan felt as if he were suspended in some other realm, a place where reality blurred with nightmare. He could still sense her beside him, her hollow eyes boring into him, searching, waiting. "Just ignore her," the driver said, his voice barely a whisper now. "She feeds on fear. The more you give in, the stronger she becomes." Rizwan clenched his fists tighter, willing himself to remain calm, to push the fear deep down where it couldn't reach him. But the longer he sat there, the more the shadows in the bus seemed to thicken, the air growing heavier with each passing moment. He could feel her gaze, an icy weight on his soul, and he fought the urge to look again. Suddenly, the bus hit a bump and Rizwan jolted, his eyes flying open. The reflection was gone. He whipped his head around, searching for her, but the seat beside him was empty. Relief washed over him, but it was short-lived. The driver's face was pale, his eyes wide with fear. "She's still here," the driver said, his voice trembling now. "You can't see her, but she's still with us." Rizwan's heart sank. He turned back to the window, the city lights flickering past, and for a moment he thought he saw her reflection again, lurking just out of sight. The bus rolled on, the silence stretching, and he realized he was trapped in a nightmare that had no end.